Nobody looks up alternatives to a tool that's working for them. So if you're searching for a Strella alternative, something specific pushed you here. Maybe the price, $10,000 and up for a single study. Maybe the irony that a platform sold on speed still wants weeks of scoping before it starts. Maybe your themes came back and they felt thin. Whatever it was, let me walk you through who else is in this space and when each one actually makes sense, including when the answer is still Strella. So what is Strella? It's a chat-first AI research platform built for speed. Participants start in a text chat, the conversation can escalate to video, and minutes after fielding ends, Strella clusters the answers into themes and packages them into highlight reels. That model exists for one reason. Some teams genuinely just need to know what came up most often, and they need it by Wednesday for a Friday stakeholder review. If your question is, what are the top 5 themes, and you want a highlight reel to drop into a deck, Strella is built for that sprint. But a lot of research is the opposite. You don't just need to know what came up most often, you need to know why. And that is where frequency clustering runs out of road. Strella is good at counting patterns. It is not built to chase the motivation underneath them. That's where user intuition comes in. User intuition runs adaptive AI-moderated interviews, and it puts the whole study in your hands. You type in your research goal, you pick chat, audio, or video, and 24 to 48 hours later, you have themed results. $200 gets you a 10-interview study, $20 per audio interview after that. A 4 million person vetted panel is ready the moment you sign up, across more than 50 languages, with a 5 out of 5 rating on both G2 and Capterra. But cheap and fast only matter if the interviews are actually good, and this is exactly where Strella and user intuition part ways. Let me show you. Think of Strella as a drone flying over a forest. It instantly shows you where the biggest clumps of trees are. User intuition is the botanist on the ground, reading the root system of a single tree. Both are useful. They just answer different questions. Here is what the botanist sees. Ask a churned customer why they canceled your subscription. They say, it got too expensive. A frequency tool logs that underprice and moves on. User intuition asks a follow-up. Why did the price become a problem now? They say, I couldn't justify the line item to my boss anymore. So it asks again, why did that justification weigh on you? They say, because I am the one who pushed to buy it in the first place. And it goes one level deeper. Why does that matter so much? And they say, because if a tool I championed doesn't deliver, that is my judgment on the line, and I don't want to be the person who wasted the team's budget. 4 questions. We went from a price complaint to someone's professional reputation. Strella would tell you how many people said too expensive. User intuition shows you what they meant by it. Now, Strella and user intuition aren't your only options, and a few others are worth a quick word. If you need every participant to answer identical prompts for compliance work or a strict comparison, that is Outset at about $20,000 a seat. If your audience is genuinely hard to reach, named executives or rare medical patients, Listen Labs runs that as a managed service, starting around $20,000 a year. If you want a human moderator live on the call with stakeholders watching, that is Discuss.io at roughly $150 to $300 a session. Maze is the one to use when you want to see where people click on a prototype, though it tells you what they do and not why. And dscout handles diary studies, where people film themselves over days in their real environment. One last thing, and it matters more than people think. Strella is fast, but every study it runs is a closed box. The highlight reel plays well in the room, then it goes into a folder, and the folder goes quiet. 6 months later, someone on another team asks a question you already answered, and nobody can find the box it is in. That is how companies pay 3 times to learn the same thing. User intuition is built the other way. Every interview from every study lands in one searchable knowledge base. You can ask it a question, and it answers from everything you have ever run. Your pricing study from the spring informs your positioning work in the fall. The research stops expiring and starts stacking up. So here's what I'd actually do. Before you sign an enterprise contract, take the research question you're trying to answer right now and run 3 interviews against it in user intuition for free. No credit card needed. If you do that and you still want Strella's highlight reels and frequency view, good, you have your answer. If you find you needed the depth instead, you just saved yourself a 5-figure study. Either way, you come out ahead. Try user intuition today at www.userintuition.ai.